Welcome back to the channel. I've decided that since it is God of War season, we're going to take a look at some major deities that may or may not be in, and how that pertains to Kratos. So, so what we're going to do is look at the difference between Zeus and Odin. Now, Odin and Zeus are two of the most recognizable names in mythology and pop culture. Both figures have been in different types of media, such as games, TV shows, comics, whatever. Some people may or may not know the differences between the two. So, I will explain them to you. First, we're going to take a look at Zeus, okay? So, who is Zeus? In Greek mythology, Zeus is the god of the sky, lightning, rain, storms, law, justice, and morals, which is interesting, by the way. He's also known to the Romans as Jupiter, which is, he's the youngest son of a titan, Kronos, who Kronos, after receiving a prophecy about his children taking over, it's kind of the Greek thing to do. He began eating his children, right? After devouring his first 5 children, Kronos was tricked by his wife, Rhea, into eating a rock wrapped in cloth that looked like a baby, right? She did this as any other mother would because she was tired of Kronos eating her children, which, stands to reason, right? So by tricking him, she saved Zeus, and he would later go on to rescue his siblings, right? Wage a war between the gods and the Titans in ancient Greece. As we know, the gods beat them. And in doing so, Zeus banished them to a place called Tartarus, which is like the lowest pits of the underworld in Greek mythology, right? So, the 5 siblings that Zeus rescued from his stomach of his father are pretty well known. You have Poseidon, you have Hades, you have Demeter, you have Hera, and you have Hestia. Zeus is seen as the king of the Greek gods, and he also takes his role on as a father, even by those that are not his natural children. Zeus marries Hera, which is his sister, and they conceive Ares, Hephaestus, and Hebe. This is where we get more into Zeus's personality, right? So, Zeus is pretty well known for a lot of his numerous sexual affairs, both with goddesses and mortal women. This is ironic, being, like I said, he is the god of morality, and he's married to the goddess of marriage and monogamy in Hera, right? Most of Greek's mythology's most famous divinities and heroes were the offspring of Zeus's extramarital affairs, such as Athena and Apollo. Zeus lives alongside the 12 Olympians on Mount Olympus. The 12 Olympians are a group of major Greek deities. Besides Zeus, you have the Olympians included Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Hephaestus, Apollo, Athena, as well as Artemis, Aphrodite, Hermes, Hestia, and Dionysus. Hades is there, but he is omitted because he doesn't live on Mount Olympus. He lives in the underworld. What does Zeus look like? Zeus, it takes the form of an older man with a long gray beard and curly hair. His symbols, thunderbolt and an eagle. His personality, he's often seen as lustful, selfish, and arrogant. He is also very angry and vengeful. For example, like we talked about, he had Prometheus chained to the rock and used an eagle, his symbol, to eat his liver every day. In his extramarital affairs, he has produced some of the most well-known demigods. So that includes Apollo, Ares, Dionysus, Hephaestus, Hermes, Aphrodite, Athena, Eris, Hebe. Those are the deities that were produced when he was with other deities, divine beings or whatever. The heroes that he sired are Perseus, Heracles, which that's how he's known in the Greek, and the Roman, his name is Hercules. So, some pretty good kids. Not much for his father, though. And in the video game, like we're talking about Kratos, allegedly Zeus is Kratos' father in the video game, but we know that's not true, but, they had to do something to liven up the thing. So, we all know how that relationship ended. Yeah. It will be interesting to see how they portray Odin, right? Because Odin, obviously, he's the king of all the Norse gods and whatever, right? And Odin is mostly associated with battle, wisdom, magic, and poetry. And unlike Zeus, his existence predates the existence of the world, okay? So, according to myth, Odin is also present at the very beginning of the world and will be there till the very end, right? Odin has two brothers named Vili and Ve. They kill a giant named Ymir. After killing the giant, they use Ymir's remains to form the universe. The story goes, Odin arranges the universe in a way that every living being would have their place. Seems like a nice guy. There in total are 9 realms, which are all held together by the branches and the roots of Yggdrasil, the eternal green tree that is the foundation for the whole world. 3 main realms are Asgard, which is the home of the gods you may have heard of. Midgard is where we live. And Helheim is the home to the people who have died, who have no honor, according to Viking law. The other remaining realms are Niflheim, Muspelheim. That's where the fire giants live. Jotunheim is where the actual giants live. Alfheim is the home of the light elves. Svartalfheim is the home of the dwarves, and Vanaheim are the home of the Vanyirs, which is an ancient type of godlike creature, which the Aesir gods from Asgard and the Vanir gods from Vanaheim, they're the ones that are constantly fighting. They almost kill each other into extinction, right? So they form a truce and everything like that, and there's no more fighting. Odin lives in Valhalla, a majestic hall located in Asgard. And he rules it alongside his wife, Frigg, right? It is said that Odin receives the dead warriors alongside those who have died in combat in Valhalla, where he prepares them for the final battle that will culminate in the end of the world as we know it as Ragnarok. Ragnarok is precisely why Odin is present at both the beginning and the end of the world, right? The myth says that he will perish in combat, but according to the myth, only when all is destroyed in Ragnarok will the world be made anew and better. Odin is supposed to fall in battle to the wolf Fenrir, which is one of Loki's children. So, that's interesting. Ragnarok is marked as the combat between Odin and the gods and the rest of his army against the ruler of Helheim, Hel, and her army, are those who died with no honor, like I said before, right? Hel is also a daughter of Loki, and the god of... We all know who Loki is from Marvel, right? He's the god of mischief and chaos in Norse mythology. He's quite a bit of a trickster. In Norse mythology, he's not really as much as a kind of an asshole as he is in the Marvel universe, but he's, he plays tricks on his brothers, right? Ragnarok is... It's a fair comparison to the Book of Revelations in the actual Judean Bible. His most identifiable physical trait is that he's often portrayed in only having one eye. Despite being able to see the whole world at once, for Odin, this was still insufficient, right? He always wanted more. You know, he wanted to see beyond sight, right? So he wanted the wisdom of all things that was hidden from view. Odin is often portrayed as being a never-ending question for more wisdom, sometimes even growing obsessive over. In search of further wisdom, Odin went to Mimir's well, located the world tree Yggdrasil's roots. Mimir, referred to as the Counselor of the Gods, possesses an unparalleled amount of knowledge. He demands that Odin sacrifices his eye to grant him access to the water that possesses cosmic knowledge. Odin complies, gouging out his own eye and then dropping it into the well, and is granted access to cosmic knowledge. That's a lot, but this myth is an example of Odin's willpower and desire for knowledge. Unlike the always angry Zeus, Odin is perceived as a more even-tempered god, even with his title of God of War and Battle. In fact, Odin does not tend to participate in the battle themselves, but rather gives strength and will to those warriors who fight in battle. Odin also does not display the same amount of lust as Zeus, which is probably good because, as we said, Zeus is kind of a bastard. Odin, not being as lustful as Zeus, only has 4 sons, which some of you might know: Balder, Vidar, Vali, and Thor, the baby. Is not known for his affairs. It is worth mentioning that not all of his children have the same mother, right? Balder, the god of light, is the offspring between Odin and his wife Frigg, while Vidar is the god of revenge, is the son of Brior. Vali is the god of whom very little is written about, and he's the son of a giantess named Rind. I don't know. The baby. Finally, Odin's son Thor. He's the son of Jord. Thor is the god of thunder, just like Zeus. Thor and Zeus have many similarities, much more than Odin and Zeus, right? So it'll be interesting to see, because at the end of the last game, Thor shows up on your doorstep, man. He's ready to go. You grab your axe, you got Atreus, you step out the door, and Thor's standing there like, yo, what's up? And then they cut the game. I've been waiting 6 years to figure out how that happened. Or how it ends, actually. They can get along, because we don't want Kratos to do the same thing he did to his daddy. But then again, maybe we do. I don't know. I'm so excited. You guys got another topic you want me to talk about or anything like that? Because the next couple videos will probably be games. So I don't know who's interested in that and who's not. But it'll probably be that. But if you got any more topics, let me know, and I'll hook you up. Alright, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, I'll see you later, nerds.